Thank you for joining us for the Sungard Availability Services PRM case study, implementing PRM in a Salesforce and Fortune 1000 environment. I'm Reagan Wilson, Director of Sales at Treehouse Interactive, and I'm excited to be hosting today. A little bit of background on me. I've been with the company for over 5 years now, and prior to coming to Treehouse, I worked in the channel for companies like Cisco, Microsoft, and Intel. I'm really excited to kick off this session today, so let's get started with the agenda. Today, we will introduce you to Treehouse Interactive along with Sungard Availability Services. We will look at Sungard's partner program and discuss their PRM challenges from multiple perspectives within their organization, from program manager to sales director to partner. From there, we will discuss the process that they went through to find a new PRM solution and get a good look at the results that they've seen since implementing. We'll then wrap up with a peek at their portal and a look into some of their key functionality. Let's go ahead and get started. Treehouse Interactive is a SaaS-based company. We have two key products, our partner relationship management solution, Reseller View, and our marketing automation platform, Marketing View. Treehouse is headquartered in Salt Lake City, Utah. We were founded in 1997. We're profitable and very fast growing. And our customers range anywhere from small to medium enterprise on up to Global 1000. A key point of interest is the fact that we are a Salesforce.com partner and member of the App Exchange. We're actually the only full PRM solution on the App Exchange today. Now, I have the wonderful opportunity of introducing you to Jim Schwartz, Senior Director of Channel Sales at Sungard Availability Services. I've worked with Jim throughout the sales process, through implementation, and now post-launch. Jim has been the Director of Channel Operations at Sungard for over 6 years and has 21+ years of experience in the telecom and IT industries. He's an accomplished IT professional with experience in channel sales and programs. Jim, I'll let you introduce Sungard Availability Services.
Thank you, Reagan. I appreciate the introduction, and thank you all for attending today. I know that everyone is very busy, so we really appreciate your attention to give us some time and take a look at this. As Reagan said, I've been with Sungard for 6 years. Sungard is a company based on the East Coast out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We specialize in providing flexible, tailored IT solutions to help companies ensure the availability of their business operations. We keep people and information connected. We do that through numerous products and services. We got our start years ago in the disaster recovery industry, and over time have branched out into co-location, managed hosting, cloud services, which is one of our main products that we offer today with recovery to cloud services, as well as we do a lot with business continuity management consulting as well as software. We've got about 3,000 employees worldwide. As I said, we're based out of Philadelphia. We do about $1.5 billion in annual revenue. We've got over 7,000 customers throughout the country and the world, and we service 75% of the Fortune 100 companies out there. To give you a little idea of the Sungard Partner Program, we consider ourselves 6 years young. We got our start 6 years ago and have been growing ever since. We look at our life cycle as an analogy. We make it to crawl, walk, and run. And in that life cycle, we're probably done walking and breaking into a little bit of a run. So we're about jogging in our life cycle at this point. Our partner program focuses on quality, not quantity. We would love to be a Cisco out there that's got 15,000, 20,000 partners, but we just don't have the resources to support that at this point. So what we do is we go out into the marketplace and look for partners who offer services that are very synergistic to Sungard services. So they can take our services, build them in, and enhance their existing services or just enhance their portfolio, give them another tool in their toolbox to sell out in the marketplace. So by doing so, we've pretty much settled on the number of around 300 partner companies currently. And within those 300 partner companies, we've got 600 of their members accessing our PRM system, which we'll talk a little bit more about as we go through this presentation. To give you a little overview on the program itself, we've got two main types of partners. We've got solution partners and associate partners. Our solution partners are our resellers. They take our services, fold them into their existing services, and then resell them back to their end customers or their end prospects. And basically, we give them a transfer price, they add a margin on top of our services, and then resell them out to the marketplace. We also do a lot of business with associate partners or referral partners. These are partners that refer business to Sungard. Once we close the deal, we pay a commission to that end partner that referred the deal. We have what we call a sell with model here. No matter what type of partner brings us a lead, we will match them up with one of our internal direct Sungard AEs, and we will team them together, and they will go out to close the business together. We've got two different types of tiers within our program. We've got a select tier and a premier tier. The select tier are more of our starting partners, the smaller ones, and as they continue to grow and bring on more business, we move them up into the premier tiers where they get additional discounts and additional benefits. We've had some significant success over the years. We've had a compound annual growth rate of about 30% in revenue. We've grown to be approximately 10% of the overall corporate revenue. And with that growth and success, we've also experienced numerous challenges. One of the first challenges we experienced when we started the channel group was changing the culture of Sungard. Sungard has always been a direct sales-led company, and when we came in and started building a channel program, a lot of people in the company didn't even understand what channels was or what partners were and what their unique needs were. And that was really evident with us when we sat down originally with our IT group to ask them to build us a partner portal. So we sat down, we said, hey, we would need a partner portal, and their response back was, what is that? They didn't know what it was. So we had to try and develop this partner portal and come up with how it's going to work for our partners. The problem that we had with this and the challenges we faced, specifically on this screen we'll talk about challenges that our internal program team faced, as well as the IT team, was as soon as we launched that portal, it was out of date. What we did, our back end is Salesforce, so we needed something that would sit on top of Salesforce. So we also are a Oracle house. So what we did was we built a custom Oracle platform that sat on top of Salesforce with custom integration and everything else. And as soon as we launched that, we were having problems with the integration, and some of our software was out of date and things. So that was an issue to begin with. That led to a significant drain on the channel IT resources, as well as our partner resources. I'm sorry, our partner program resources. We had a lot of issues. We would have to manually enter data for a lot of our partners because the portal itself was throwing up errors, or it wasn't compatible with a specific browser. So that would in turn fall to us to, instead of asking our partners to enter information 2 and 3 times, we would actually manually enter the data for them. That led to significant frustration with our channel sales team, as well as our partners were very dissatisfied. They would go to our portal to register a lead, they'd enter all the information. By the time they hit submit, an error would pop up that says error. It wouldn't explain what it was. They didn't know if it was the lead actually got submitted or not. So it led to a significant amount of frustration. In addition, by the fact that channel team and the IT team was entering information on behalf of our partners, we weren't sure the integrity of the data. And it was very, your data is only as good as it is. And it made it difficult for us to qualify prospective partners as well as remove unqualified partners. As I said, there's a lot of manual data entry. We experienced a lot of issues on a daily basis. It also was very difficult to communicate and distribute information with our partners. The portal that we had built was very inflexible, and any changes that we made had to fall within our IT group's sprints. and it could be, if we asked for a change, it could take anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on where we fell within the IT cycle. So very frustrating from an IT standpoint as well as a program manager standpoint. In addition, we had a lot of issues, our channel sales directors out on the street that are dealing with the partners on a daily basis. It made it very difficult for them to forecast partner revenue. It made it very difficult to determine which partners were good and which partners weren't, which partners were sending us multiple leads where, as opposed to partners that were sending one lead and never doing anything else with us. We couldn't really, the sales guys couldn't measure any of the channel metrics. They didn't know how long the sales cycles were taking, how many of the leads that a partner brought us closed. And again, all these errors that were generated on a daily basis just frustrated the partners, which in turn frustrated our channel sales directors. In addition, our partners also face challenges. I had talked about the daily errors and things. So they didn't even want to go to our partner portal to register leads at one point. In addition, it was very hard for them to access sales and marketing and training materials. It was the way we set the portal up, not having a knowledge of how portals really should be. We didn't set it up the best. We set it up where it made sense to people internal in Sungard, but not necessarily the external marketplace. There was a lot of portal downtime towards the end, and they had a single point of technical assistance, which was me. So if the partner had a problem, they would pick up the phone and they would call me. If I was off that day or out of the office or gone for the day, that partner would have to wait till the next day to get their service. So we had a lot of challenges with this portal once we got it up and running. So luckily in the spring of 2013, we were given the approval to go out and find a new PRM solution for our needs. So I sat down with my colleagues and we came up with a list of what we wanted to see in a new PRM system. And these were really our top priorities that we needed. We wanted a SaaS-based solution. We did not want to have to be reliant on IT to make changes for us or to maintain, constantly patch, upgrade our partner PRM system. We had a history with them. They hadn't been doing it up until this point, so we didn't expect going forward that they would continue to or provide additional resources. In addition, we needed integration to Salesforce. Our back end is Salesforce. That's what we use for our CRM system. And we actually were one of the first people to use Salesforce's PRM when we started it. When we started the channel group. However, we never really took advantage of the full functionality of it at that point. So we needed Salesforce integration. We wanted a single vendor system, meaning when we went out to the marketplace to determine our new PRM system, we wanted to deal with one vendor. We didn't want to have to find someone to help us develop our needs. We didn't want to have to find someone to help us design it, implement it, launch the portal. We wanted one vendor that could do all of that for us, and one vendor that knew best practices in the marketplace, that could give us guidance through this process. In addition, we wanted concierge level service. It was very important to us that the vendor that we picked had a stellar reputation in the marketplace and that they were going to be able to service us, and when talking to their references, we got positive glowing references. So that was very important. We had gone through the last 2, 3, 4 years of torture with our old portal, so we wanted to make sure that everything was going to work for us and we were going to be serviced at a high level. We also set a goal to implement within 12 months. We knew that our existing portal was failing, so we had to get something up and running as soon as possible. And then we also had some additional SSO requirements. The company that we chose had to be able to provide SSO out to our training LMS for our partners, as well as some future plans that we had. So we went through a selection process. We came up with our needs. We went out into the marketplace. We interviewed a bunch of different providers, and we ended up with 3 main vendors that we were taking a look at. The first one was Oracle, because we are an Oracle house, so we thought that we would take a look at what they had to offer. The issue we came up with Oracle was at that point they were just software. So we would have to buy their software, buy hardware. We would have to find somebody to help us design the portal, help us implement the portal, help us launch the portal, and then we would then be relying again on IT to manage that for us. So that wasn't high on our priority list there. So we also looked at a company called Logic Bay, based out of the Northeast, I believe. Neat little company, very customizable, the portals that they could create for you. But my concern with them is anytime I would ask them a question like, how does your lead process work, or how do we get co-marketing materials out to our partners, their response was, well, how do you want to do that? And I needed somebody that was going to be able to guide me through that process, somebody that had something that existed, someone that knew best practices for the industry. So I didn't like the fact that they were asking me questions when I would ask them a question. One other company that we looked at very late in the process was Salesforce's new communities, and it was too late in our process, and it wasn't a single vendor solution as well. Again, we would have had to have someone implement for us, help us design, and it just wasn't something that we were interested in. So we settled on Reseller View, not settled, we chose Reseller View from Treehouse. And the main points of why we chose Reseller View was the company's channel industry experience. They came to us with something that they had that was pretty much out of the box, that satisfied our needs, but could do development on top if we needed to make some changes. They had out of the box compatibility with Salesforce CRM. The fact that they're on the App Exchange is really what sold Reseller View to our IT group. They were hesitant to make any types of changes, and they wanted Oracle in here, but the fact that we were able to provide a company that was on the App Exchange and had a nice connection to Salesforce was huge to sway our IT group to go in this direction. Reseller View was a single point of service. We didn't need to deal with anyone to help us implement or launch or develop or anything like that. It was all taken care of within Treehouse. In fact, the gentleman that helped us through the process of determining our needs and designing and implementing and launching is a gentleman by the name of William Schmidt at Treehouse, who is still now responsible for servicing us on a day-to-day basis. So that continuity of service has been fantastic because he understands how we build it, what our challenges were, what our needs were, and he can help us now very quickly whenever we have questions on a day-to-day basis. The functionality out of the box was great. It satisfied a lot of our needs, but it also gave us the opportunity to grow into some other modules and things that we'll talk about a little bit later on. And then time to value. We beat our implementation time by a month. We wanted 12 months. We did it in 11. And in actuality, the delays or any delays that happened throughout the process were really on Sungard's part. We had Treehouse pushing us throughout the entire implementation, saying, we need to get this done, we need to get this done, let's go, we need this information. So I think we could have done it a lot quicker if we could have gotten Sungard to come together and provide all the information to Treehouse that they needed when they needed it. So we ended up with Reseller from Treehouse. So our results, what did we get because of our decision? First of all, as I just mentioned, our implementation was ahead of projected schedule. We did it, we launched our portal on February 22nd of 2014, a month ahead of schedule, and the launch went seamless as well. We're continuing to see, we're projected to continue to grow our channel revenue by 30% in 2014. So there were some significant concerns that we were going to be able to do that with the old portal, but now that we have the new one, the new PRM system implemented, we are continuing to see that growth in the 30% range. Our channel sales directors are now not spending time putting information in the old partner portal on behalf of their partners, but they're spending time with the current partners, building relationships, supporting what they need, and out finding new partners, helping to grow the channel revenue. And in addition, they're now driving the partners to the PRM system. They're using it as a tool. So they're saying, if I'm not available, here's what you can find on the portal. Here's training material. Here's marketing material. Here's sales aids. They're driving the partners to the portal, to the PRM system, where before they were embarrassed about it and wouldn't tell the partner about our portal until the partner absolutely had to go into it. The IT group and the channel team group have recouped numerous hours, now not servicing partners and trying to resolve their issues. We've recouped numerous time spent that we used to do managing the old system. We now have opportunities to now look at our group strategically and to make plans and go forward with the channel team, as opposed to just being reactive and trying to keep our partners happy and keep the partner portal up. Additional results. IT has repurposed on-premise IT equipment and software. In fact, Reagan, I did not tell you this, I just found out the other day. By doing so, by repurposing, and actually we decommissioned some of our IT equipment, we saved a $75,000 a year in maintenance fees by getting rid of some of that equipment that was being used for our old portal. So some nice savings there.
Wow.
Thought you would like to hear that.
That's great.
In addition to, our CSDs now have more visibility into what our partners are doing. They have the ability to forecast, which is great, because now that they can forecast, our leadership team can also forecast and understand what the partner and the channel is doing and what they can expect from a revenue standpoint. They have an idea of how the sales cycle is working and the length of time and how many partners are bringing how many deals. So it's made their job a lot easier going forward. In addition, we've seen a 20% increase in our leads over last year from our partners, and then actually this is an older number. After looking at the September and October numbers, we're at about 22-23% increase leads year over year from 2014 to 2013. So that's huge. That just helps us continue to grow. Our partners are happy. The satisfaction is up. They are giving us positive comments and positive feedback. It's very easy for them to do business. That's one of the themes of our channel group, is the easier it is for a partner to do business with us, the more business they are going to do with us. So it's made it a lot easier for our partners to do business with them. So as I said, a lot easier for them to do business. And just to give you an idea, a little testimonial from one of our more important partners, Continental Resources. What really stands out to me is the second sentence where it says, when we can effortlessly interact with our vendor's portal, it just makes the job of selling our services that much more effective. So that is just so important for us to see that and to know that our partners, it's easy for our partners to do business with us, and we're making it easier for them and making them happier. We expect to have continued success as we continue on through time. Reagan, why don't you take the next slide?
All right. Well, thank you, Jim. It's always nice to actually have that feedback straight from the partner, because then you know you've accomplished your goals. So thank you for sharing that. Well, let's just talk for a few minutes about Reseller View and some of the standard program features that we offer. So Reseller View PRM essentially comes with all of the functionality that you see here. Now, Jim, I know that some of these things were really key to Sungard, like having a multi-tiered partner portal, having some of these other key pieces here, the multi-tiered architecture, the content repository. Can you talk to us a little bit about why the multi-tiered architecture and content repository were important to Sungard?
Yes, absolutely. That's actually something I forgot to mention in the presentation. When we do business with partners, some of our partners, some of our larger partners, are also our competitors. So we consider that some nice co-opetition. But in some services, our main partners may not be selling those services, and we may not want to share our information on our services with that partner. So what we've done is we've gone out and we've created what we call jump portals, where we can customize the material that a specific partner is going to see when they log into our partner portal. And what's nice about it is we've customized it to them. We've put their logo on it, so it's branded with their logo. It's branded with our logo. They go to our main web address for our portal. When they log in, actually Treehouse and Reseller View takes a look at the URL and then sends them to the proper portal. once they get into that jump portal, they will only see the information that we want to show them, which is very beneficial because some of the information we don't want to share with them. Although they are our partner and they represent us in the marketplace, they also compete with us. So that's been very beneficial for us. And it also enables us to show them different documents and provide different pricing information between the different partners.
Yeah, Jim, I'm glad you brought that up because I know it's something that we see with a lot of our other customers as well, that need to treat different partners with different features, benefits, and content based on maybe type or tier, what type of partner they might be within your program. So thank you for bringing that up. Now, you mentioned the professional services and working with William and his team earlier. Can you talk for maybe just a minute about the importance of the partner onboarding process and having that fully automated now?
Sure. We have actually changed what we do internally here at Sungard based off of implementing Treehouse and Reseller View. Right now, and we're in the process of changing, but up until this point, we had 6 different regions, and each one of those regions were led by a regional channel sales director that would onboard their partners in whichever way they wanted to. So there was no consistency across the board. There was no time frame that was set out for these partners. And some partners would fall through the cracks, and some partners would get some information in one region and not the same information in another region. So because we've implemented Treehouse and able to track some of this stuff and put together a nice onboarding program, we've actually changed one of our individuals' responsibilities here to be a director of partner experience. And her responsibilities are going to take a partner and the partner experience from the time that they request an app or submit an application all the way through to onboarding, implementing, enabling, training, to they're ready to go out and sell in the marketplace. So we've actually changed our process in here, and the Treehouse has enabled us to make it a lot easier for us to onboard our partners and makes it a lot more consistent. So we've got a consistent message out in the marketplace to all of our partners, no matter where they are.
Awesome. So that's great. And then, lastly, custom branded, being able to have that fully branded Sungard portal. I know that you guys had some unique challenges there when it comes to design. Do you want to talk about, the importance of the branding piece?
Yeah, it was very important for our portal to look just like our website, our company website that's out in the marketplace. So it's a seamless transition. If a partner's looking at our main website and clicks on partner information, the branding and everything stays the same between the main website and then the Treehouse PRM system. And we got to a point, I guess we were, a month or 2 out before we were about to implement, and Sungard decided to change our branding. Luckily, Treehouse stepped up and was able to change all the branding before we launched. But it's one consistent message and one consistent look out in the marketplace, whether you're a partner or whether you're just a direct customer or just someone looking for information on Sungard. So it's been very helpful to us. And believe it or not, we're looking to rebrand again in 2015. So
Of course. Well, thanks. So, that was a quick peek into some of the standard program features. Again, Reseller View has all of these pieces in the base set of functionality. Now, one of the things that I love about Reseller View is the fact that the functionality is completely modular. So all of the modules that you see listed here are available to add onto that base level functionality. And essentially, over the years, we've really found that no 2 partner programs are exactly the same. So an approach like this allows our customers the ability to pick and choose the functionality that they need to support their partners. And the nice thing about it is that they can grow as they go. So you don't have to necessarily pick everything today. You can add functionality over time. Let's take a look at the functionality that Sungard is leveraging within Reseller View today. And as you can see, the things that are highlighted here, the pieces of functionality that Sungard has in their portal today. And you can see right off that they're not leveraging every piece of functionality offered. Now, Jim, I know some of these pieces here were a little more important to you than others, but Let's talk through maybe a couple of these key pieces of functionality here. Now, I know you're leveraging the Marketing Development Funds module. Can you talk us through how this module is helping your partners and your sales teams?
Yeah, this again has enabled us to change some processes internally here at Sungard. Prior to having Reseller View implemented, all of our marketing development funds, which is a discretionary fund, and we determine how we're going to distribute them based on partners' needs and things, but all of it was done through email prior to implementing Reseller View. And there were multiple people involved. There was the partner would have to send an email to the channel sales director, who would have to send an email to someone to organize it, who would have to send it off to somebody that is going to approve it, and it was a nightmare. We had a lot of emails flying all over the place, misinformation, as well as sometimes they got lost in the shuffle. So what we've done with implementing the Marketing Development Fund module with Reseller View is everything's contained within the portal. The partner goes to the portal or the PRM system and puts in the information for marketing development funds. It then goes internally. There's email notifications for people, but everyone can work within Reseller View to get the funds approved, get the funds distributed. Everything is contained in one place. It's not another email trail mess. Everything is recorded, and then we see a history in things. So it's enabled us to be a lot more efficient with our funds and a lot more responsive to our partners.
That's great, and I know having that in Salesforce I'm sure makes everyone's life so much easier. So thank you for sharing with that. I know that you mentioned earlier Salesforce integration was a key piece of functionality that you were looking for when you were searching for vendors. You talked a little bit about how we're integrating there. And you talked a little bit about single sign-on as well. Let's talk maybe for just a minute about the channel communications, so maybe the two partner communications that you're leveraging via Marketing View.
Yeah, the channel communications is great, the Marketing View. We have an individual on our channel team that's responsible for communicating out to the partners. And internally at Sungard, we use Marketo. And from what I understand, Marketo is a great product, and if you're in it every day, it makes a lot of sense, and you can take advantage of all the things that Marketo offers. However, the individual from channels was not in Marketo. It was very difficult for us to get a newsletter out. It was very difficult for us to communicate with any of our partners through Marketo. So by implementing Marketing View, it's made it a lot easier for that individual now to communicate, send out webinar invites, send out newsletters. In 2013, we did not send any newsletters because it was just too difficult to do it through Marketo. In 2014, we haven't sent any newsletters. In 2015, we have plans to send at least a newsletter a quarter, and we will be able to do that easily with the Marketing View. So it makes it very easy for us to communicate with our partners.
That's great. It's always important to communicate out to your partners in a timely manner, and so having a piece of functionality that helps you accomplish that, I'm sure, is keeping them in the loop and driving more business for them. And I know deal registration was a key component of the portal for you guys. We're actually going to get to take a peek into that in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and talk, I know, a little bit. You're going to add functionality over time. You guys are looking at the secure search functionality for 2015. I know there's a couple other things. Do you want to talk about growth and scalability?
Yeah, what's nice is we put in what we needed when we started, and it gave us the ability to work with Treehouse to get an understanding and build a working relationship. And as we've gone over time, we've not only had to make some changes because they were dictated by what we were doing at Sungard, but we were also able to offer or add some additional functionality, like the business planning we added after the fact. We're in the process of implementing that now. The secure search, we have plans to implement that in 2015. And I think that's where we are now. We're also looking at, Reagan, you and I had talked about that master agent, sub-agent registration process that we're looking at implementing as well. So we've got a lot of things coming down the road. We've got more SSOs that we want to bring on. So it's nice that we can just continue to grow and you have what we need.
Well, I love that it's a solution that will grow with you. It's not something that you have to rip out because your program changes or it's evolving over time. So that's a great thing to point out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the Sungard Availability Services portal looks like today. I think you guys have done a really good job making it very easy for your partners to access the portal. Again, all they have to do is come to the partner portal site, put in their username and password, and then they are into the authenticated site of the portal. And from here, Sungard's done a really good job of making it very easy for partners to find the things that they need. So everything from sales tools to training materials and marketing collateral that's available at the top level in the navigation to all of the things that they wanted to make available with just one simple click of the mouse. On the right-hand side, you can see they can register a lead, check the status, request MDF, take training. Just one click of the mouse, you made it very easy for the partners to get access to the things that will help them succeed.
Yeah, I mean, the easier it is for them to do business with us, and they're in a hurry, the easier the portal is. They come in, they find what they need, and they just click on it and go. So,
yeah, it makes it so much easier. The first thing I wanted to point out here was the lead registration process. Some of you who are watching this are probably more familiar with it being called deal registration or maybe opportunity registration. In this case, Sungard calls it lead registration, and they make it very easy for the partners to bring business to them. So all the partner has to do is click on that register a lead box or that little button there, and then that takes them to the registration form. And essentially from here, Sungard is gathering end user information about the lead and opportunity that the partner is working on. So company information, budget, time frame, product detail, all of that's being captured right here as the partner is entering that into the portal. Once the partner has submitted their deal registration or their lead, they get a nicely formatted email letting them know what the process is for Sungard to review and approve that lead that they've registered. At the same point in time, we are carrying that information all right there in the portal for the partner to see. So the great thing about it is it's not being submitted into a black hole. The partner has the ability to pop right back into the portal on that register or manage my leads section, and they can see what leads they have, what status they are right within the portal. So again, always keeping the partner in the loop, never submitting that into a black hole. At the same point in time, we are integrating that partner's lead detail into Salesforce. And you can see right here on the right-hand side, we've created that new lead, and we're even carrying over the lead source as deal registration or partner portal. So we can always identify which leads are being registered by those partners. One other thing I want to point out is in our Reseller View object that we're tying those leads right back to the partner that has registered them. So every single step through the process, Sungard has the ability to see which partners registered which leads and what the status is right within Salesforce. So Jim's account managers have the ability to stay in Salesforce, which is their database of record. And that's how the lead registration process works for Sungard. Now, another cool piece of functionality that I wanted to point out was the Sungard co-branded collateral piece of functionality. And this makes it very easy for partners to take Sungard documents and co-brand them with their contact information and logo. And the way this works is the partner simply pops into the portal. They can then preview a set of documents that are available for co-branding. And within each of these documents is a set area for the partner's contact information and their logo. And we make it very easy on the partner. All they have to do is upload their logo and then select the document that they want to co-brand and click download. And then from there, the magic happens right there in the portal. They can then download a fully co-branded piece of collateral where their logo is now merged into the logo spot, and then their contact information is then merged into the section where the contact information belongs. And this is really nice for Sungard because it helps them keep their messaging intact. And on the partner side of things, it gives them the flexibility to add in their logo and their contact information and tie themselves in tighter with Sungard. Jim, how are your partners using this functionality today?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that what we really like it from a Sungard perspective is we can control our message out in the marketplace. So if we want to push a specific product or service, we download that documentation into this the co-branded marketing materials. That's all that's available to those partners, and then they can send it out. A lot of our partners are using it. They go online and down to like their salespeople. They're just looking for materials that they can send out to their own prospects or customers. So we actually have it down to the sales level of our partners. They're going in. It's very easy for them to do it, and we've had very good usage on it because it is so easy for them. But that's where we're getting most of our usage is the salespeople within the partnerships sending out this information.
Well, that's great. It's always good to know that it's being used and leveraged the way you had envisioned. Well, let's take a look at one more piece of marketing enablement. The full-service co-branded email campaigns. I really like this piece of functionality because it allows partners the ability to generate their own demand by leveraging your campaigns and email messaging. So the way this works, again, is the partner comes into the portal, and then they can select a series of emails and take a look at what they look like and view those email campaigns. So here's one example. They can see the CIOs Never Sleep example here, and then essentially they're going to pick and choose which email they want to launch to their prospect base. And all the partner has to do is verify their company information, upload their logo, and lastly, upload their distribution list or their prospect list. And then from there, we'll co-brand the email campaign that they've selected with their contact information, their call to action, and their logo, company information. And the great thing that I really like about this module is the fact that the partner's always kept in the loop. They can be notified via email when someone completes their call to action. They also get a nice email report that shows them how the email's performing. And the good thing about this report is it's always being updated. So as emails are being opened and clicked on, the report's also being updated. So the partner will know at every step through the email process how things are performing and how their prospects are engaging with that email campaign that they've launched. Jim, is this something that your partners are using today?
Yeah, especially our smaller partners that don't have the resources to put together marketing campaigns. It's very easy for them to come in and choose what campaign they want. We've already created for them. And again, it's nice for us because we're dictating what our message is out in the marketplace, but it makes it very easy for our smaller partners that may not have the resources to come in and put together a email campaign that makes them look a lot bigger and a lot more professional because they have this nice campaign.
Definitely. I'm glad they're using it, and we typically see that as well, helping those smaller partners that don't have the internal resources or tools to get things done themselves. So thank you for that. I guess now we've shown you a little bit about what Sungard has to offer. We can just go ahead and summarize by, concluding with, Sungard conducted a wide search to replace the homegrown solution that they had in place. Essentially, they chose Reseller View, and now as a result of that, they've got a 23% increase in partner leads submitted year to date. It sounds like that number is only growing. We saw the example from Continental Resources, increased partner satisfaction. We're seeing a much easier ability to forecast the channel business and prevent the channel conflict. Their channel reps are loving that. I'm sure on the business side of things, you're loving the 30% revenue growth this year that you're seeing as a result. And then lastly, I know, Jim, your personal favorite is recouping that time you're spending with all those manual processes and trying to help those partners that were having problems, and now being able to refocus that same amount of time on more revenue-generating activities. So
absolutely.
I think it's just great to see these types of results. It's always nice to see a successful customer and to, at the end of the day, really have these tangible numbers that you can put to things. So really, in summary, you don't just have to take our word for it. You can pop out to the Salesforce App Exchange, read what other customers are saying about working with Treehouse and Reseller View, and with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this session today. If you guys have any questions about Reseller View, you can visit us at treehousei.com and click on our Partner Relationship Management Suite and take a look at any of the pieces of functionality that are out there. Again, I'm Reagan Wilson with Treehouse Interactive, and we'll go ahead and sign off for the day. Thanks, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.